Hello Skillr Boxers, my name is Bekpol Apishov and I'm an elite amateur boxer from Kyrgyzstan. I've been around teaching people Soviet style and people call me the young Bivol. I've gathered over 100k followers throughout my social media. I have a YouTube channel and I have an Instagram page. There I mainly show and teach people the art of Soviet style, and I also share my journey in boxing in general. And this is the series where I'll be teaching you guys the basics of the Soviet style. And with that, let's get into the video. So let's start with the mechanics on how to do the chelnok. First, the most important step comes from the bottom to the top. What you will have to pay attention to is your toes. You have to be on your toes all the time, on both of your toes. So you're gonna just lift your toes up. The back of your feet, your heels should not be touching the floor because that way you're not gonna be able to perform and be elusive. So the first step, you gotta be on your toes and it's gotta be slightly tensed up. Second step is that your knees has to be slightly bended. So there is kind of amortization when you're jumping in and out, so there's not much pressure in your knees. So basically, your knees has to be slightly bended like this and your toes slightly up. So from here, now that your toes up, your knees are bent, there goes your hips. When you stand in your fighting stance, the gap between your two legs has to be at the level of your hips. They always have to be the same. When you're moving to the left, right, front or backwards, they always gotta be at the one gap like that. So here, right now I'm just jumping up and down just to demonstrate to you guys. So from here. So now that the 3 steps are over, everything's completed, you're perfect to go to do the chelnok. So 3 steps, toes, knees, and then hips. So from here, what you're gonna do is you just start by jumping up and down. So just get a grip of it. So from here, just stand in your stance, your backhand at your chin, your lead arm here, and you just jump up and down here. This way, you are more able to bounce, and with all of the amortization, there's no pressure in your legs. If you do it properly, you're not gonna get tired. If you keep your heels touching the ground like this, it's not gonna be as effective, you're not gonna be as elusive. So that's why you need to be on your toes like a rabbit. So here. Number 1 mistake a lot of people who are learning the Soviet style do is that they jump up and down rather than jumping in and out and surfing and gliding on the floor. Whenever you're jumping up and down, you're more likely to get caught and your opponent's gonna catch you even more easier, and that way you're gonna get clipped and you're gonna get knocked down because there's no ground underneath you. But whenever you're surfing on the ground and gliding on the ground by jumping with the micro steps in and out, that's when you have the most effectiveness. So now let me show you how to actually jump in and out. The first step is going to be the leg between your legs gotta be the same when you're jumping in and out. Second, both of your legs has to be touching and being off of the ground at the same time. So whenever you're jumping front, they have to be landing on the ground at the same time, and whenever you're jumping to the back, they have to be landing at the same time. It shouldn't be like you jump forward with your front leg and then your back legs comes, or vice versa, you jump back with this and like that. No, in order to perform the chelnok in a good way, both of your legs have to be moving at the same time, so there's more stabilization. So from here, like here. As you guys can see, I'm jumping in and out. So there is a rhythm. Done. That's all you need for the beginning to master the chelnok. If you want to train and gain deeper understanding of the Soviet style, you can continue your training inside of our Skillr Boxing app. There you will find our beginning pendulum series, which includes 3 15-minute workouts that meant to improve your rhythm, timing, and foot endurance. Once you've completed all 3 workouts and mastered the core patterns, you will have a strong Soviet backbone. And with that backbone in place, you will be ready to layer more advanced Soviet-style techniques onto your boxing game in the future. Become a Skillr boxer with a Skillr Boxing app. Now you've learned the footwork, but Soviet style has a unique way of punching as well. So first thing first, what you need to pay attention, all of the relaxed punches, all of the relaxed upper body comes from your feet and your hips. Without really good footwork and using your legs, you're not gonna be able to generate those whipping punches. First comes your legs, then your hands. So basically, everything comes from the bottom to the top, every force comes here, and then you unload your punches. So everything has to work simultaneously at the same time. So basically, the first step, what I want you to do is just keep your shoulders loose, your upper arms, everything, your upper body has to be loose. Pay attention to your legs first. What I want you to do is just to imitate punches with your legs and your shoulders. What you're gonna do, if you're gonna throw the hooks, you're gonna be imitating hooks and throwing your shoulders like that. We are not gonna use our arms right now and fists, just focus on throwing your shoulders and legs. So from here, you kinda sit down a little bit, you bend your knees and do them punches. The pressure has to come to your toes, whether you throw like straight punches, as you guys can see, my back is in the toes. Whether you throw hooks, my heels are up off of the ground. So from here, what you're gonna do, you stand, you just kind of build of a rhythm by shifting your weight between your legs to the front and backwards, so like this. We're not using pendulum. In the previous series, I taught how to use the shell knocks. You can go and watch it over there. But right now, we're just gonna focus on punching. So from here, you're gonna build up the rhythm, and let's start by throwing the hooks, those whipping hooks. By shifting your weight to the backwards, you're gonna shift your weight to the front, and from here, you're just gonna unload your hook with your shoulder, the relaxed shoulder, here. And from here, as you guys can see, my heels are up, you can unload your rear hook, here. So you're just gonna start throwing your arms and shoulders like that. So you're really relaxed, here, 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 here. The same technique applies for straight punches and the uppercuts. Everything starts from the leg, you build the rhythm and you throw forward. So you just throw your shoulder forwards like this, 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 this. And from here as well, you're just gonna throw your shoulders from the ground. So you imitate the uppercut. So this is the most important part, is to feel your shoulders. It's just to get grip of the shoulders, how they work. You're just gonna throw them around from to the sides, to the front, and from the bottom like this. So this is the most important thing. Just imagine that you're throwing a rock to the front, you're throwing a rock from the bottom, or you're throwing a rock to the side like this. So basically, whenever you throw something, your shoulders are loose in order to generate most of the power. Even in baseball, the baseball players throw it as hard, they loosen their shoulders and throw it. At the last moment, they just tense up their hands. So now that we know how to make your shoulders loose is by using your feet as well, now we're gonna apply them punches, guys. Let me start from the jab. As I've said, you're gonna throw your jabs by imitating throwing a rock, guys. So from here, you're just gonna bring your shoulders back and then throw your arm to the front. So from here, you throw this. Here, you throw this. Here, and the same thing applies for your cross. So from here, you're just gonna load your weight to the back leg and then unload your cross by imitating throwing a rock. So here. And now let's get into the second step, is where we punch hooks. But important thing, in order to generate those whipping hooks and the whipping uppercuts like Bivol does, first, whenever you're punching, you gotta punch with your shoulder first, and then your rest of the arm comes like a whip here. Imagine that here is the attaching point, and here is the rock, and the rest of your arm is just a rope. So from here, like boom, that way you're gonna be able to perform this really whipping hook like here. The regular hook that is really tensed up, you use it like this, whenever you're just, everything is connected and like that. This way, you generate a lot of more power, but at the same time, you lose a lot of energy. But with this hook, you don't lose anything, only your upper shoulders work. But at the same time, if it hits your opponent, it's gonna deal a lot of damage. So from here, guys, as I've said, you're gonna just shift your weight to the front, and from here, you're just gonna first unload your shoulder, then goes the rest of the arm, and in the end, you're just gonna punch with your fist. So from here, same thing applies for the back, for your rear hand. So from here, same thing, your arm is loose, your legs work. So from here, same thing applies for uppercut as well. You're gonna just use your shoulders. As you guys can see, I'm using my shoulders here. Everything loose, looks really loose and relaxed here. See, your shoulders has to go first here. So from here, so this way, let me go again from all of the steps. Everything comes from your legs. You have to just charge your legs, whether you're throwing from the back or from the forward. You gotta shift your weight between your legs. So if you wanna throw the lead hook, you're gonna shift your weight to the front, and then boom. If you wanna throw the back hook, you're gonna shift your weight to your back leg, and from here, you're gonna fire the rear hook. Second thing is that your shoulder has to be launched first. You have to launch your shoulder first, and the rest of your arm just follows. So with that, guys, in this video, you've learned how to do whipping relaxed punches in the Soviet style. You've learned the mechanics coming from your legs, shifting your weight, using your shoulders, and imitating that you're throwing a rock. And in the next video, we are gonna learn how to throw punches while moving in and out. In order to learn all of the basic punches, you will need a line. In my case, I have a barbell, but you can use just a simple line, a broomstick, or you're just gonna put a jump rope to the ground and start jumping in and out and practicing your punches. We're gonna start learning the basic punches, and I will show you how to combine them and create combinations. So there are two phases in and out punching. There's in phase and there's out phase. All of two phases serve a purpose. For example, whenever you're going in, you are not gonna be able to punch your uppercut or your hook while jumping in. Or whenever you're jumping out, you only be able to throw your hooks. Also, the jab just to frame your opponent. So everything has a purpose, whether you're jumping in or out, each punch has a phase. So there's two phases, in phase and out phase. When you're jumping from out position to the in position, you're gonna throw your jab and then cross. Those are the two punches that will work when you're going to the in position. So from here, you just up and down. Whenever you go to the in position, you're gonna throw your jab here. As you guys can see, your legs and your hand should fire at the same time and have to land at the same time. It shouldn't be like you throw your jab and then you step in, or vice versa. You step in and throw your jab. Everything has to be at the same time like this. So from here, boom, here, here. And now we're gonna add how to do it in and out motion. So you're just gonna start by jumping up and down, and you start jumping in and out. So from here, boom, out, boom, out, here, out. So here. The second punch is going to be your cross. Whenever you're firing a cross, you gotta jump with both of your legs and you turn your hip forward at the same time, like this. So boom, and you go back, here, back. So whenever you're punching, your shoulders has to be go all the way front. That way you have a really strong posture. So this is gonna be the posture that you're looking for. So from here, boom, this is the cross. Here, boom, 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 boom. And with that, you can just combine jab and hook at the same time. So from here, you can just jab, out, cross, out. Here, 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 here. So that's how you mix straight punches when you go from out position to the in position. And here is the interesting part. Whenever you're the in position, you will be able to throw your hook. You're not gonna be able to throw your hook from out position like this. It is possible, however, they call it the gazelle punch, but in the Soviet style, you're not gonna use it a lot. So from here, you go to the in position, you load your legs, and from here, just gonna fire your hook and go to the out position again, here. So from here, boom, here, boom, here, and boom. And from here, you can just start adding up. You go with the jab to the in position and out with a hook, here, boom, 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 boom. Then you can add more. You can add cross by the end. Boom, 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 boom. And you can go take it even more further by making 4-punch combination. So here. I do not recommend you to throw from out position to in position hooks and uppercuts. I'd rather just keep them mixed, and sometimes you can just add them in. But most of the time, the most important ones is the jab, cross, and hook. So with that, jab and cross, you use it from going out position to in position, and then you use the check hook from the in position to the out position. In the last fight, Bivol dropped his opponent. He dropped him with a check hook, like when he went from in position to out position, and he dropped his opponent to a knockdown.
Doesn't look a problem. He's just slipped back into the groove.
That's the perfect example how to use that whipping hook from going from in position to out position. So here, one more time. So you can just play around, but most important, I want you to just learn these basic combinations, and then you can just adding up and making your imagination come true and just create more combinations. If you want to train these in and out combinations and gain deeper understanding of the Soviet style, then you can go and continue your training inside of the Skillr Boxing app. There you will find our beginner pendulum series, which include 3 15-minute workouts designed to develop your rhythm, timing, and foot endurance. Once you've completed all of the 3 workouts and mastered the core patterns, then you will have a really strong Soviet backbone. And with that backbone in place, you will be ready to layer more advanced Soviet-style techniques onto your boxing game in the future. Become a Skillr boxer with the Skillr training app. If you haven't seen other episodes, you can go back to our first video where I explained the fundamental chelnok. And also, if you want to follow the full Soviet-style series, you can go to our playlist and watch all of the videos over there. And if you don't want to miss future episodes, make sure you follow the channel and turn on the notification.